What's up, fellow Wastelanders? I'm Dark Populous, and Bethesda has released a new trailer for the second piece of downloadable content for Fallout 4, Wasteland Workshop. So let's have a look at this trailer and dive straight into it. Ring-a-ding-ding, baby! This scene reminds me of one of the original Fallout 4 trailers. Ready to fuck some shit up?
One thing about humans, we keep trying to destroy this planet. And the planet just won't let us.
This garden plot in the trailer reminds me of the Fantastic Food Planters mod by Eldathorn on the Fallout 4 Nexus. What that mod did was it allowed you to take those plated, tiled planter things in the Grey Garden greenhouse settlement. You remember the settlement with the robots that were always attending the plants there? You could take those tile plant things on the tables that were in there and put them within your own settlements. The nice thing about those is that you could place them wherever you wanted, whether the floor was concrete, wooden, or anything like that. You weren't limited to only being able to place them on dirt ground like you were with regular food. However, this garden plot thing in the trailer, it looks like you'll have to place the food on top of this once you place down the garden plot anyways. But the nice thing about that is, you can put whatever type of food you want on top of that anyway. So you're not limited to just having like 4 pieces of corn. You could put 2 pieces of corn and then 2 pieces of mute fruit, or 2 potatoes and 2 corn. You just put whatever you want on it, which is nice. So the idea about this is, basically, you can place it in settlements that don't have any dirt areas, like some of the inner city settlements.
Life always finds a way.
I'm also glad to see that the AI is capable of working these things, so I don't have to struggle with telling the settlers what to do with them. Nice helmet, bro. You could say it's totally rad. Get it? Because he's in a radiated area?
Technology to my own advantage. To hell with all this radiation.
This Decontamination Arch looks really useful, especially for the survival mode, because what it looks like it will do is once you walk through it, it will clean you of all radiation sickness or any radiation you have on your character. So placing these in every single settlement would be very beneficial. The trade-off though is that it looks like it's powered by a fusion core generator, so you're gonna have to sacrifice a fusion core in order to use this. But at late game, when you can buy them off vendors anyway, mainly the one in the Pridwin for the Brotherhood of Steel, it's not gonna be that difficult to get your hands on one anymore, so nice trade-off. I think it's a good idea. Nice ballsack, bro. You must get all the things flowing if you get what I mean. Bow chicka bow wow.
Nothing says home like corrugated metal and loose live wires.
So it's pretty clear that Bethesda has introduced a ton of new objects for you to use in your settlements. New concrete walls that you can see on the screen right now. Not really sure how many objects altogether there are. In the next scene, you'll see in the selection bar that there's a new light object, or sign, whatever you'd want to call that. So obviously there's a ton of new objects just overall in all the categories in your selection menu for settling. So this reminds me of the Homemaker Expanded Settlements mod by NovaCoru. However, that mod only introduced objects to your selection menu that was already in the game, but you just didn't have access to in your settlements. However, with the DLC, it looks like Bethesda's just adding new original objects all across the board. So that looks very exciting. I wonder how many new objects they've added all together. We'll have to wait and see.
Hey, it's comfortable. Never said it was safe.
You can see on some of the containers on the right side that there's letters on them. So maybe you can now name your containers. That would be very useful. You can also see a sign just behind the character called Liquors. Does it stay like that by default? Is it just purely Liquors, or can you arrange those letters in any way or any order so that maybe you could put signs on your buildings that don't require power? That'd be very nice as well. Another thing to note is the dog head and the cat head, just to the left of the protagonist here. kind of sadistic, not gonna lie. I mean, you've gone out of your way, Bethesda, to make sure dog meat is invincible, but now you're gonna let us put dog heads on walls like this? What?
Never said it was safe.
Really, bro? Listen, if this was survival mode, his head would have came off.
Look, I don't always play by the rules, but mostly because out here in the Commonwealth, there are no rules.
A lot of defenses and traps again. Though I would love it if our settlements were to ever come under attack. Seriously? Like, I've only ever been attacked in my settlements in the base Fallout 4 game like once or twice at the beginning. After that, never again. Even if I had no defenses, I would never get attacked. Seriously, Bethesda, we need a buff to the settlement raids. We need more frequent settlement raids, and they need to come no matter how many defenses you have. I want something for my traps to kill. There's no point in you adding these traps if there's nothing that's going to attack your settlements. Just saying.
In this harsh new world, you may not be able to stop the nightmares, but you can control them.
So just based off this one clip alone, it's already pretty obvious that the next feature will involve you being able to capture creatures and contain them inside little cages for your own entertainment later. This reminds me of the Fawn in Fallout New Vegas, where they did something similar. And it also reminds me of the Enclave in Fallout 3, like how they would have outposts all over the place, and when you would bump into them while exploring the DC Wasteland, you would notice that they always have Deathclaws inside containers for some reason. So
said I'd lied and she wished that I was dead.
What? So, maybe I get lonely sometimes.
okay, that line combined with the fact that you captured a cat and left it inside a cage like that, that's pretty creepy, bro. I don't like where this is going.
Capturing them is fun, but letting them out? Hell yeah. That's right. Entertain me. Sometimes it feels like everything in the Commonwealth wants to kill you.
I don't think we'll have to hear about any settlements that need our help anytime soon. Just saying. I absolutely love what they've done here. I don't know if this is something that maybe one of the employees of Bethesda has just come up with on top of the DLC, or if this is something that's implemented with the DLC, and maybe there's a small quest chain to teach you how to do it. But it reminds me of those videos you would see on YouTube of people spawning in AI with console commands and having them fight each other, like the one where a person spawned in 100 Brotherhood of Steel to face off like 1,000 Deathclaws in Concord, or another one where they would spawn in like 20 NCR veterans versus 20 Brotherhood of Steel. I like this because it makes me feel good for the console people playing on the PS4 and the Xbox One, because now they can have a taste of that experience of just seeing AI fight each other for their amusement. So props to Bethesda for this one. I really like this idea.
Nah. Decorations.
Time Splitters? Is that you? There's a moose loose! So yeah, Bethesda's got a fetish for heads on walls. And by that I mean that they've added a lot more heads that you can place onto your walls. Yeah, I don't think I need to go into more detail about that one.
I never was the type to want my name up in lights, but sometimes you just need to advertise.
Just talking about this again, but it looks like Bethesda has indeed added more items for you to use in your settlements. A lot more light sources, a lot more signs, just a lot more power generated things in general. So that's very nice to see. Alrighty fellas, that's the end of the trailer, but I just want to summarize my thoughts about this real fast. So it's pretty clear that the objective of this DLC is to add a whole bunch of new objects and features to your settlements. One of those features being the ability to capture creatures and contain them, to then have them fight each other for your amusement later on, or fight against your settlers, which is a great idea. I love that. I am so looking forward to being able to do that. However, here's the big thing here on my mind. Settlement raids. Are they going to tweak that at all with this piece of DLC? Because I really want them to. In the vanilla game, the settlement raids hardly ever happened. Your defenses were kind of pointless after a little bit. So, hopefully Bethesda buffs that in some way where settlement raids become more frequent and it will become more difficult to defend our settlements. Because, again, like it is right now, it just doesn't happen. So, Bethesda, please do something about that. That's my biggest concern right now. That's the biggest thing I want to see tweaked. But other than that, just looking at this trailer, it seems pretty cool. I like it. If there will be any quests involved with this DLC, it doesn't seem very likely. The only quests that I could see being involved with this DLC is like a small tutorial quest. Kind of like at the beginning of the base game where Sturgis would teach you how to do small things in your settlements. Just to get you started. You know, teach you how to plant food, how to plant water sources, how to plant defenses, how to plant beds, that sort of thing. So, yeah. Looking forward to this DLC. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to rate the video. And you can also subscribe for some more Fallout 4 content. In the meantime, ladies and gents, my name's Dark Populous, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.